Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about how to embrace the different seasons in life. So when I talk about seasons, I'm not talking about the natural seasons like fall, winter, spring, summer. I'm not talking about that. What I am talking about is different seasons of your life, different times in your life where you're doing different things, you're experiencing different things, and how to navigate typically times where you're not seeing results or you're not seeing the fruits of your labor, right? So right now, or at any time in your life, you may have, maybe you can think back to times where, damn, that was a rough 3 to 6 months of me just working, not really seeing the fruits of my labor. But I remember that I just kept working, I just kept moving, and eventually I saw the results and whatever, right? So I'm gonna read a couple Bible quotes in this video. So we're gonna start out with Galatians 6:9. It says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." So guys, listen, you may be working right now towards something. You may be seeking a result, maybe by a certain deadline, and you feel like, you're not really seeing too many things happen, and maybe you're getting discouraged, maybe you're getting impatient. But one thing I want you guys to realize is that, guys, you're always gonna have thoughts of, sometimes, not all the time, but there's gonna be times where you'll have thoughts of, well, what if it doesn't work out? Or thoughts of fear, or thoughts of, what if I'm doing too much and I'm not gonna get compensated for it? Or what if this happens? What if that happens, right? That's never going to go away. That's always going to be there, right? We have fear ingrained in us for survival purposes. So it's always going to be there. You're always going to have worry or doubt, and things of that nature are always going to exist. But guys, what I can assure you is, and it's sort of like a mental trick, a mental tool, is no matter what season you're in life, if you're not seeing results right now, just know that everything changes. Nothing ever stays the same, right? Change is the only constant in life. And I'm not trying to promote Buddhism here, but Buddhism's really big on impermanence, right? Nothing stays the same, right? So in good times and in bad times, right? Think of COVID, right? Think of the economy back in 2016. A lot of people said the economy was good back then when Trump was president, right? I'm not picking sides here. I'm just trying to illustrate a point. And then COVID comes around and we had a season of sickness, then we had inflation, right? So what you witness is things just change on their own accord, right? So you have to realize that as long as you're putting one foot in front of the other, as long as you're taking action every single day in whatever area of your life that you feel like you want to achieve a certain result in, then it's just a matter of time that you're going to see the fruits of your labor, right? And I can speak from experience. There's never been a time, I've been working with this company that I've been working with for the past 3 years. And I've had seasons of, maybe not making a lot of money, maybe not a lot of overtime. I wasn't getting promoted as quickly as I thought I would. But eventually everything came to me. The overtime came, the promotion came. And what I can say is, what's helped me and what I'm getting better at, I still struggle from time to time with, just being impatient or feeling discouraged or worry. But one thing that's helped me along my journey so far in life is, no matter what, no matter my emotions, no matter the season, I've always just put one foot in front of the other. And that's the mindset you have to have, is no matter what, guys, no matter the emotion, no matter the circumstance, no matter the feeling, no matter the thinking patterns, as long as you are able to put one foot in front of the other, guys, whether it's going to the gym every day, whether it's showing up to work on time, staying behind, doing extra tasks, whether it's investing the same amount of money every month, guys, as long as you're putting one foot in front of the other, the results have to come. Like it's not like a oh, maybe they'll come. Like, no, if you act in a certain way, and you have certain habits that you follow every single day, it's almost impossible to not become successful. Now, you can have, like I said, you can have thoughts of discouragement, or you can get impatient at times and think of, oh, I wish I had this quicker, or I wish I had this or that. But as long as you're putting in the work, guys, and you're trusting the process, guys, one thing you can have full faith in is the process. The process always yields results. Whether you're struggling with the process, as long as you're in the process every day of being in the act of doing the thing to get the result, you're always going to get the result. Now, you may have a deadline that you may not achieve that result by, but that's not the point. The point is to have faith that and trust that if I work every single day, the results will come eventually, right? And you can have faith in that because, guys, God, nature, whatever, the universe, whatever you want to call it, changes everything on its own accord. So you change, the seasons change, every other human changes, everything's evolving, right? Whether for good or for bad, but everything is evolving, whether you realize it or not. So if you're moving in a way that's conducive to growth, conducive to abundance, conducive to good health, then you'll achieve the results on the timeline that God brings you those results, right? So it's not a, hey, if it happens, it's just when. And like I said, the biggest thing that holds people back, or I would say makes people quit, is discouragement. Like they can't fathom and they can't embrace times of not seeing any harvest. It's impossible for them to, because, for the most part, like I said, a lot of us are dopamine addicts. So if we don't feel like we're getting progress quick enough, and obviously that comes with instant gratification, right? So the internet hasn't done too well of a job in that regard. However, you have to have that long-term thinking to begin with, because if you're always thinking in terms of a year or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, you're never gonna be worried because you always have a long timeline. So when you don't see something in 3 to 6 months, it's okay, because guess what? This is a 2-year project if it has to be, right? So as long as you have the long-term timeline that you need, the long-term mindset, and you trust the process and you're taking action every day, no matter what the season is, harvesting or just a season of no harvest or a season of harvest, you're gonna always just be present. And that's the main cream of the crop here. Be present with what you're doing. Don't think too much in the future. Yes, you want to have a long timeline. Yes, you do. But you also want to balance it with a degree of presence in the moment, what you're doing. Focus on what you're doing. And you cross the bridge of whatever you're trying to cross when you get there, right? And I'll read one more verse from the Bible. I'm going to read Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 through 3. So this is actually, there's 8 verses for this chapter, but I'm just going to read 3 because it's a lot. So it says, "For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to harvest." So guys, there's always going to be times where you're planting seeds, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your investment portfolio, whether it's with your relationship. Think about it. When you first start out in a relationship, you're planting seeds for the future. You're talking about what you want to see in the future. That's you guys planting seeds. Those thoughts of, hey, what we want to see, what house we want to live in, where we want to send our kids to school, how we want to live our lives. That's all planting seeds, right? So you might not see that come to fruit right now, but you can assure yourself when the time is right, you'll see those fruits come to you, right? So guys, never be weary in doing good. Like I said, never be weary, never get worried when times are you're not seeing a lot of harvest, right? Because like I said, that's when most people quit. When most people don't see the immediate results, and then they don't think they're getting the results they want in the timely fashion that they claim is supposedly like their time, they give up. And that's the biggest thing that holds people back. So don't give up. Trust the process. Take one step at a time, right? Put one foot in front of the other. Be present, and the fruits will come when they come. And don't get discouraged. That's the biggest thing I can say. Never get discouraged, right? So yeah, that's it. That's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.